Hello everybody, welcome back to Crypto Atlas, and in today's episode we're going to be focusing on three different tokens. We got the Orchid, we got Polkadot, as well as Kusama. I'm going to kind of show you how all of these are related in a sense. So yeah, first thing we're going to go ahead and talk to you guys about is the fact that I am not a financial advisor. Anything that I'm sharing with you is for educational purposes. Please make sure you always do more research with this, but hopefully this video does provide you with a lot of good detailed information and helps you further yourself in any kind of decisions that you decide that you want to do in the future from here. Aside from that, if you are new to the channel, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment or a series of questions, anything you guys would like down below on any of these tokens that we're talking about. So we're going to go right into for Orchid first. I've got the chart already up. You can see the Fibonacci retracement. If you missed any of my previous videos where I've talked about this, definitely be sure to go check those out and see how the progression's moved over since the last couple days. And speaking of which, for the changes right here, you can see that this resistance we have set up on the top, we have actually broken even further beyond past that. Insert Goku meme here. And it did have a retracement back though. So as far as where we're at, this is slightly changed in a sense. If we did go off of the actual peak points, we could potentially drop it down to say right about here. We hit a top, we hit a top, we hit a top here. If we really wanted to find that and say that this just had very briefly, temporarily broken up over across that. As you can see, for the daily, it's slightly down, but we're still on that baseline. We haven't broken below that form of support. The volume itself was actually right about here, so that's kind of evened itself out too. And as time is going by, we'll see if it's going to continue to do so or not, but this may end up potentially steadily raising that bar of resistance and actually pulling against a descending triangle pattern, and eventually we might even see the ascending wedge pattern. And where we're at right now, we're at 48 cents, roughly 49 cents, down almost 1%. Still, though, things are looking very positive as far as for the most part of the last several days, and its movement up. It is going into Sunday. So today, or by the time you were watching this video potentially, because it's 9 o'clock for me, there's going to be the close for the weekly for Bitcoin. I mentioned this also in the previous video, but definitely keep an eye out on that because the market could be fluctuating tremendously for the positive or for the negative, unless it just holds right there steady. Monday, I believe, was where a lot more of CME elements are going to come into play. So this might be kind of a calm Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, something may end up popping. Look right around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow night, just kind of eyeballing around that time. And if you do any kind of trades, make sure you set up your stop losses. If you're trying to do any trades, just play it safe. Down here on the MACD, we can see that the golden cross is still showing on a positive off of the daily. Although when we're looking long term, all this action has basically taken place over the last 2 weeks. Everything else before that was just this long consolidated zone of more or less nothingness. So this has existed for a while, but we haven't really seen much movement with it. As far as for like other major news, we had the major news that it went over to BKEX. I already talked about that in yesterday's video. I couldn't really find anything else as far as for Orchid goes. If you take a look over on Twitter, one thing I did notice that I did not talk about in a previous video is over here on August 23rd, this guy right here had actually mentioned, he said, guys, hold your horses, OXT gang. Orchid announces its new integration with Trust Wallet, the official cryptocurrency wallet of Binance. And I did mention in a previous video the rumors about it going to Binance, and let's be frank, if it goes to Binance, that's very bullish. It means that there is a new market, a very, very big market of potential new buyers. More demand leads to more increase in price as long as supply stays the same or it doesn't go up. If it goes down, even better. I don't think that's going to happen with this though. And then somebody else was actually talking about the idea of a Binance listing soon. So let's go ahead and move on to the next cryptocurrency here for Polkadot. Polkadot, we have set up a Fibonacci retracement here. Again, with this cryptocurrency, sorry, and when I say again, it's because I've talked a little bit about this in a previous video. I talked about Polkadot exclusively in that video too. If you guys want to check out that content, get a little bit more information on things, definitely feel free to check that out. So I decided to set up this Fibonacci retracement here. Based on this, you can see that we have a test and a bounce off of the 0.236. We had a test and bounce off of the 6.837. That was as of more recent. And we did almost touch right around the 0.5 region. This is all still really new, so it's hard to fully justify using something like this for scale. But it is something to kind of keep in mind. Like, for example, you can see here that it looks like it had touched the 0.236 and essentially had bounced off. Same thing with the baseline here. This had pushed down to the 0.382 and then retraced back up. So this might be justifiable. Right now we're looking at $5.94. The last 2 days have been more bearish for it. A lot of momentum that had been moving up through this. And we're talking about billions of dollars. The actual application for something like Polkadot to justify that much of a movement, to a lot of people in the community, it makes a lot of sense. And just my personal opinion, I think it is moving a bit too fast. So having some time period where we're seeing this pullback before it continues on definitely makes sense to me. Even if Bitcoin was to go on another big push, Ethereum is to go on another big push, there's so much profit that has been made for a lot of people during this time frame period that if we break below this 0.236, be sure to hold on, because the next level to test down is going to be the 0.382, and that's taking you from about a $5.88 level to a $5.28 level, about a 60-cent difference. And there are a lot of the Polkadot coins that have been made. So yeah, just be sure, make sure, like I said, to have your stop losses set up. Make sure you don't get liquidated. If you guys are doing leverage with any of this kind of stuff, don't get cocky with it. Take your profits when you can and be sure to hold on. As far as for DOT goes, one of the things that was mentioned when I looked it up on Twitter is they were talking about if you missed Link, or Chainlink, which a lot of people said, it's been a great opportunity for growth, and it has been a very good profit margin for a lot of people. You go take a look at DOT, and then something alongside with that is KSM, also known as Kusama. KSM, according to this guy, he thinks it's going to hit $100 within a year. And he's calling it the cousin network to it. And when you show on this chart, you can see it's had exponential growth. But is this chart really that accurate? Well, let's take a look. Over here on the coin market cap, you can see it's up 5.36%. It's at $33.90. That's as of today, August 29th, the time that I'm making this video. And the guy that posted this was August 22nd. So you can see since August 22nd that it has had quite the increase. Let's go right over here. August 22nd, the next day, boom. And just a massive explosion. Basically, you doubled your current price of it. Had a little bit of retracement and then a bit of a continuation back up. The circulating supply, this is something that you should definitely take note of. It's pretty darn small. There's 21 million Bitcoin. This has even less than Bitcoin. And its total supply is at 9 million. So most of it has actually been reportedly produced. It is out in circulating supply. As far as what it is, on CoinMarketCap, they identify it as an early, unaudited, and unrefined release of Polkadot. Kusama aims to serve as a proving ground, allowing teams and developers to build and deploy a parachain or try out Polkadot's governance, staking, nomination, and validation functionality in a real environment. What's kind of funny is when they say in a real environment, this kind of leads into a separate article that's been getting talked about, because they're looking to try and tie Kusama or KSM with Mars. So I have a little highlight section here just to kind of focus on the main element. Polkadot's pseudo test network or canary chain, Kusama KSM, has been among the month's strongest performers, rallying from less than $10 at the start of the month to an all-time high of $35 2 days ago. And as far as for the introduction of it onto Mars, the project dubbed Kusama on Mars will seek to mitigate the changing signals transit time resulting from the constant motion of the planets by building a parachain with non-constant block time. So the future is already starting to get the framework built off right now, and the blockchain technology is showing just how insane that this can be. By the way, I'm looking at this dude in his video right now. My hair is pretty messed up, and I noticed the top of his head is kind of doing the same thing. I'm wondering if he had to cut his own hair too. I know that's so random, but I just know, I almost feel like the guy in the video is even thinking that it's kind of funny. I saw him starting to crack a smile. Oh man, you gotta have fun with some of this stuff, right? Great opportunities right now, guys. As far as like, you want to have life-changing moments, you gotta take a risk at some point. Make sure you hedge your risks as much as possible. Number one golden rule of investing: don't invest more than what you're willing to risk to lose. So if you're taking out your mortgage, you're doing 10 times, 100 times leverage, you're looking to be rich tomorrow, all that kind of stuff. If you get burned, that's on you. And if you don't care, you want to do it that way, that's also up to you. Some people might be willing to do that. Is it really the smartest thing to do? No, it's not the smart thing to do. Going back over this, we can see it's down negative 3.21% for DOT, and OXT is now down 1.68%. So we're seeing even further of a drop. Let's go ahead and take a quick look over here before we wrap up this video and check out what is going on with Bitcoin at the moment. Bitcoin is up 1.18%. We're starting to see a little bit of a retracement here and start to have a little bit of a slight W pattern there as well. Today is going to be a very interesting time, guys. Again, keep an eye out, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, looking to see what the price of Bitcoin is. If it stays above 11,100, that is bullish. Means that it's a good indicator the price is going to continue moving up. And if it passes below 11,100 for the weekly close, then that's a more bearish indicator. We're right in the median zone for the RSI as well. You know, that's actually something kind of cool to keep in mind, is that the volatility, as we've seen here, you can even tell that the volume has been going down, and you have to have a reversal at some point. So it's at that point where we could have a huge explosion up, we could have a huge explosion down. Prepare yourselves, guys. Be ready. HODL if you want. I'm a hodler myself. I'm looking forward to the future of all this. Guys, if you are new to the channel and you haven't yet, it doesn't take any time at all. Feel free to subscribe. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. I really want to build a good community space here. Hit that like button if you haven't yet done so. The more people that we get to subscribe, the more people that like the videos, the more of you guys that leave comments, you know, any kind of comment, even you want to say hi to me, that's all engagement, and that helps raise the discoverability of this. If you guys are supporters of Polkadot or Bitcoin or Kusama or Orchid, right, any of this stuff, and you think that the information that's shared here is important and it is something that other people should be aware of, and you think it could have some sort of reflection into the market space and what other people may decide to do with something like this, then feel free to share this. There's some other information that for Orchid I'm still trying to look into. Somebody had left a comment recently saying about the circulating supply. Just FYI, with Orchid, it is listed on the CoinMarketCap side. I'm going to go back over here. It shows its circulating supply currently at 65.8 million, but somebody had left a comment and they said that over on Orchid's website that it was listing something a little bit different. And also in the last 24 hours, this lists about $25 million. But when I go take a look at my Coinbase, according to Coinbase, in the last 24 hours, it's suggesting 37.3 million was moved. 37.3, and I don't see any of that on here. I mean, we got the market cap, but we look at some of the other stuff and I know it's not referencing that. And it's talking specifically about in the last 24 hours. So the discrepancies between these is kind of disheartening. And with CoinMarketCap, I don't know about you guys, but it's starting to frustrate me a little bit when I go take a look at stuff like DOT. It wasn't even really on the list. It was like 2,800 or something and didn't have numbers that were referenced. Did they actually update that finally? No, they didn't. They still don't show what the market cap is. They still don't show what the circulating supply is. There's another website that was giving more of references. I forgot the name of that website. But yeah, do you guys really put much face value behind CoinMarketCap as you used to? Do you feel that another source is better? Please let us know in the comments down below. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. If any of you guys are new, it's nice to meet you. If you guys are returning, I hope you guys are enjoying the content, and I look forward to getting to know you guys more. And yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye.